Welcome back, and moving on to our last segment for today. Still, we're talking about the Spanish-Egyptian relations and talking about different means of boosting relations between Spain and Egypt. Over the phone, we have with us Dr. Youmn Hamaki, Professor of Economics at Shams University. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Doctor. So first of all, I'd like to shed the light on the economic importance when it comes to the bilateral relations between Spain and Egypt.
Actually, quite important the relations between Spain and Egypt. Why? Because Spain is a part of the EU countries. And Egypt is having a partnership with the EU countries. Despite that, we still need to activate our economic relations on mutual benefits between the two countries. What happened regarding the meeting of yesterday, it was quite important to achieve such goals. Why? Because meeting businessmen and women from both sides to explain the opportunities of investment is quite important, and to shed the light on what are the obstacles preventing investment and investors from coming to Egypt and vice versa. And I believe this is quite important. Why? Because we need, nowadays, Egypt is in deep need for foreign direct investment to transfer technology and inject capital into the Egyptian economy, taking into consideration that nowadays Egypt, after the mega project, is opening very wide and profitable opportunities for investors from Europe specifically, and within the partnership agreement with the EU. So this was quite important from one perspective. From another, some investments that are quite related to addressing the impact of pandemic, of COVID-19, regarding, health investments, regarding renewable energy, and nowadays we have finished with COP26, and the world, all the world is preparing for addressing the negative impact of climate change for the coming period. And I believe the commitments of the countries of the world nowadays are increasing significantly, and there are a lot of opportunities between Spain and Egypt to cooperate regarding investment in the field of renewable energy and desalination of water and different aspects that may, go for the benefit of the two countries.
Well, if I'm talking about different sectors or different fields that are important to the Egyptian economy and, of course, the Spanish economy, because it is very, very important to take the win-win policy into consideration to have a successful relation with the country. So if I'm talking now about the mutual chances for both countries, for example, as you've mentioned, one of which renewable energy, but I'm talking about different sectors where can both countries take benefit. Egypt as a gateway to Africa, and of course Spain, as you mentioned, a gateway to Europe.
Yes, of course. Egypt is not only a gateway to Africa, it's a gateway to the Arab world as well. So we have a lot of opportunities for expansion of the market. Besides, we have a stable country, that managed to have a successful economic reform according to international organization and international institutions. So Egypt is having several, phases.
Hello? Hello? I think Dr. Youmn Dr. Youmn will be back to continue talking about the economic importance and mutual cooperation between Spain and Egypt. And as we can see, definitely this is of great importance, because usually when we talk about any successful relation, it has to be based on the win-win policy. So both countries are important to each other. Well, we are talking first about Egypt, just as mentioned by Dr. Youmn Hamaki, talking about Egypt as a gateway to Africa and the Arab world, and of course Spain for the European countries. Dr. Youmn?
Yes.
Yes, please go on.
Yes, I was talking actually about the investment environment in Egypt, and Egypt has done efforts towards improving the environment for investment. Still, we have some challenges that need to be confronted, like upgrading the skills of labor, taking care of education. Still, we have some bureaucracy and corruption. We are working on this, and actually the opportunity of meeting businessmen from both sides is quite important to discuss these obstacles and to try to find solutions and address such obstacles. I believe that the performance of Egypt for the coming period, inshallah, is going to be matching with, catching all the opportunities that may come towards enhancing investment.
How do you see the idea of having a special committee to monitor and to follow on with this kind of mutual cooperation that to take place periodically or annually, as mentioned?
This is a great idea, actually, and it goes quite well with what I have just mentioned, because it's not just by talking about investment, but it's, how to address the challenges, how to facilitate all, the procedures regarding, the opportunities of investment, as well as, how to, explore and how to explain the opportunities you have. Because Egypt nowadays, with the mega project, we have opportunities in all over Egypt, starting from Sinai to Upper Egypt, to the new valley, and our resources, on top of these resources, the mineral resources are not yet exploited. We haven't reached the maximization of using our resources. So potentialities for investment are huge for investors coming, and actually this is coping quite well with the interdependence among countries of the world, especially if we have a partnership with the EU countries.
And also during this important meeting, President El-Sisi discussed many other files regarding the whole region, and also including talking about the Renaissance Dam as well.
Yes, the Renaissance Dam is quite important, and actually because, we have a fair case regarding the Renaissance Dam. Egypt has explained the situation regarding Renaissance Dam, and it's quite important in every, occasion that we explain the situation quite well, so that we can have, some kind of understanding from other parts, specifically if they are neighboring countries and we have mutual benefit with them. So, and besides that, we are planning with the Spanish side towards, arriving to the best utilization of water. We have recycling projects and desalination projects. So all these aspects are going well together.
Right, Dr. Youmn Hamaki, Professor of Economics at Ain Shams University, thank you very much for joining us. And I guess with this we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.